Okay.
Okay. Yeah, let's begin.
Yeah, how was your progress? How was legato, non-legato and stuff?
I was practicing it. I really liked the Lazy Day song. I was practicing really nice. And yeah, I did the exercises, and still not sure if I'm doing staccato right. But I think
staccato is very, I don't know if we talked about like with the Prague, remember I told you so this is very, very, very good, but the most important is the sound, you know, when it's like bouncing sound, like really short, you know, so it's the best actually, because you have to hear, but of course the movement, the imagination of, because you know there are many theories how to do the staccato. For example, you can imagine like there is I remember in my childhood, you know, teacher said, oh, imagine this is like a hot pan, and if you stay, you know, your hand stays longer, you burn. But you know, when it's a hot pan, you don't do this movement, this one. Look, if it's a hot pan, you do like that. But the movement, the best is the basic, right? The basic. But then if you play very fast, of course, it's very small. And of course, with fingers. In the end, it's very fast with fingers. There are many staccatos as well, you know, that is, depends on the piece. But the main one is this one. Yeah, like ball bouncing. Yeah, perfect. Because in my practice, it's what really works is this imagination that the ball is really well, you know, it's not floppy, you know what I mean. So yeah. Any more questions?
I was struggling with the Queen song for me.
Oh, you started good.
I learned the first two bars, but it was easy like this.
Okay. I'll open also the song. Wow, that's impressive.
But it was really hard to understand which one notes, because I cannot read, and like on the left side of the piano with the right hand, and it's like below the lines. So but yeah,
you have to count the lines, you know. I mean, you see, I think I told you as well, like in the old, like there are many ways of write music, right? So there was even in the old times, it was just one line. I think I told you, no, like a one line, and above it was no, I didn't. Did I?
No.
Do you remember? No, because I have always repeating myself, so I don't know if you know or not. Just tell me if you. So, for example, I say for my students, there was in the end, you know, like in the old days, it was only a line, for example, right? Or even without line. But basically, if it's a one line, so the notes like higher, it's higher notes, lower, it's lower notes, right? And the notes when it's closer to each other, it's faster, right? And when it's like, because I remember when I was creating, when I was a teenager, for example, I used to like, there was some melody to my head, right? And it's like, I don't have where to write it. So I just take a paper, whatever I had, and to write the imagination notes, like, you know, closer, faster and stuff. So it's also, this also helps. And you know what? I will send you a video from my group of teachers that I'm part of, like internationally. Very, very useful for sight reading. I think you would like it very much. It's in English. So yeah, that would be a very, very good.
Yeah, I really want to have like a daily routine, like one practice, 10 minutes, for example, only on that for the sight reading. So I really want to learn it. So
okay,
I want to put it in the routine.
Yeah, because sight reading is the habit. I always say, like when you like see the piece, right? You see the measures, and the important thing is like you see like forward, right? So for example, there was I had, for example, now when I went to Saragossa, so there was that one piece like with Mozart, I think it was concerto. Yeah, we had to read like with an instrument to play, right? So really professional ones, the best ones, they say, I don't know, I don't, but they say they read like 5 measures, yeah, like ahead, right? So I think it's a bit unreal, but yeah. Basically we see like lines, you know, like pentagramas, like you know, like you read a book. You don't like read letters, you read words. Not only words, you read phrases sometimes at the same time, right? Sometimes when it's like really known phrase.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. Really good ones, usually myself, I think I read like 3 measures ahead, right? And the student, if it can read like 2 measures ahead, that's cool. And there's like even the technique, I sometimes when it's really the student is struggling with this, I cover the first measure. When he sees the first measure, I cover it, and that his eyes going to the second, right? But your ears, that is have to be with the first one. What you're playing, you have to hear what you play, but your eyes like and mind, you know, looking. So yeah, but like of course it also helps.
And doing everything with the different arms and legs.
Yeah, that's amazing. Cool. Okay, so let's start to play something. Instead of talking, let's see what you did, like maybe exercises, scales, and stuff like that, or studies.
Yeah, I don't tell me what.
Because we had this legato 2 and 3 and 5 notes. How was it for you, for example?
Let me play and you will see.
Yeah. I always say that.
Yeah, I think I practiced it like 2 fingers, then 3 fingers, and then 5.
Yes, awesome. Yeah.
So with the 3 fingers, it's
I will correct you here, okay? Remember what I told you with 2 notes? What is very important?
the first one.
I would do like, okay, it's very good to start with 3 and to end with 2, very nice. But look, you go down and then you put you kind of do a little push on second, so no push, look. You do something like that. I may be exaggerating a bit, but it's like maybe I put the right hand that you can see better. It's not even to see, it's mostly to hear. If I do faster, it's like that. The second has to be softer and shorter a bit.
Okay.
The first one, concentrate on first one, on falling, like jump. Yeah, no. Make it a little slower. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, now I see your wrist moving. That's better. Yeah, you see the difference? You hear the difference? Yeah, okay. No. Yeah, better. The thing is that you kind of have this, I think you have this idea that it's 3 has to be stronger and 2 has to be softer. It doesn't matter which finger you play. The first one has to be, if you play even with 2, right? What you play now with 2, I will demonstrate you with the right hand, okay? So you can see, like, you play with 2, right? The third, even it's stronger. Usually it's stronger, right? The third one, right? So you, even if it's stronger, you have to, you know, try to make it softer. Like really much softer than first. Yeah. Better. Yeah. Perfect. Now I like it. Perfect. Yeah, you got it. Right hand. Anything? It can be other fingers, not necessarily 2 or 3. Yeah. Same thing. Sorry to interrupt you. I'd like not to lose time and to correct you immediately. So we do 3 notes. You did 2, 3, 4, right? If I saw
1, 3.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Look. 1. like first, really, it's quite difficult, you know, to start with first, to be honest. Like really falling onto first. Maybe let's try with 2, 3, 4, okay? And really slow. Better. Yeah. Better. Yeah. The thing is, the trick here is not to have like extra movement on the last one, you know. On the first one is the movement, and then you just follow the you know, going with the weight.
Okay.
Yeah. And 5 notes. Let's do 5.
From the first?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I think you're ready to do this one. As I say, your fingers go for a walk. They go and come back. Beautiful. Left hand. I like it. That is very, very nice. And I think you really relaxed now, no? You really, I can see really, I don't know, nice sound. So with 2 hands. Perfect. And I think now after all, usually when my students do like this 5 finger thing, we start with Hanon, but you already started. So just try to like maybe fix the habit that you had, like really tense, you know, like really used to play very tense. So try to fix that. And did you do a whole, until which Hanon did you do?
I'm practicing until 8.
8. Okay, 8. I really like that one. I actually worked with my students. I not always work with like each Hanon, you know, just pick some of them, you know, you don't need to. As I told you, I really love scales, especially. Yeah. And we can try, because you know Hanons. I think maybe then don't waste time on Hanons. Let's do scales right away.
But,
okay.
Can I ask for
Sure.
example, for the first Hanon, if we do also legato, yeah, like
yes,
to be more not like tense, but
yes, exactly.
Like this, yeah.
Yes. I would prefer that way. And especially, I was actually today, I just came back from teaching one very, very serious pianist. I have my conservatory, one of the best students in conservatory. And, you know, we were talking about scales. And I remember, you know, like there was, for example, a very famous pianist who was playing scales 2 hours a day, every day. And there was another one who was like a very also famous Russian, I think it was like 20th century pianist, I don't remember the name, but he's like never played scales, right? He was excellent and he never played scales. But when he did, like somebody asked him, can you play the scale? Because you say you don't practice, right? So he used to play such a sound, and the scales like sounded like really a piece of music, like, you know, like he played Hanons, now really legato. So his scales were like, if I play like Tomayo, like really beautiful, you know, like going crescendo, diminuendo. So for me, it's that's the, you know, it's not only fingers but also musicality. So you practice in scales, right? And then the quality of your playing. So did you tell me.
Yeah, I play scales and arpeggios like 15 to 20 minutes not every day.
Very good. Mm-hmm.
So I have learned some scales, like I will tell you which one I play. I will play C major, A minor, natural, harmonic, melodic, G major, F major, D minor, all those, and D major, and that's it for today.
Okay, so you basically play with like 1 sharp, 1 flat, right? And then you go with 2 sharps, 2 flats? You do like that?
In some cases, there are two sharps. I think it is.
It's not exactly what I mean. I mean when it's like a scale, because La minor or A minor, right? Scale doesn't have it's the scale itself doesn't have any like sharp or flat, right? Because it's natural. But then when we play melodic and harmony, of course we add, 6 and 7 and stuff. But when the scale itself, for example, you said you played G major, right? So G major has one sharp, right? And then you said you played D major as well, D, Re major, right? So so it has two sharps. So it's very important that I personally go very much with this circle of fourth and fifth. Do you know what that means?
Do you mean when you play scales every fourth notes to accent it, or?
No. It's when you go, you play scales, like each time you play scale with one more sharp or flat. Like for example, you play C major, A minor, then you play G major, E minor, then you play D major, B minor and stuff, So I like to make it like every time more difficult, more sharps and more flats. I don't know if you heard about it. And in Lithuanian, it's like cuarto, quinto. It comes Spanish now. Cuarto, quinto ratas, yeah. So I explained you that, no? This concept or not? No, I guess not.
No.
So why it's fourths and fifths? Do you know why? Yeah. No. So because if we start with C, okay. So let's say with my students, I work as I used to work. I learned in school, in gymnasium in Lithuania. We used to have like exams every semester of scales, right? So each year, for example, always the first semester was sharps, all scales of sharps, and the second semester, all scales of flats, right? And each year it was added some difficulty, something new, right? But always the same scales. So I always pass all sharps with my students as well, till like 6 sharps, very difficult ones. And then we go with flats, because flats, they have a bit different feeling, different fingers, right? It's a bit more difficult, but if you pass all sharps, it's kind of easier, right? So let's see, we start with sharps, okay? So you have like do, right? C, and you can choose if you go 5 up or 4 down, it's the same note, right? G.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So C major doesn't have any sharps or whatever. A minor as well, like natural minor. We don't talk about melodic or harmonic now. Okay, we just talk about which tonality has the the sharps. So if we go, what do you choose? You go up 5 or go down 4? What is easier for you to think?
Let's go 4 down.
Okay. Usually students go up, but okay, let's go down. It's difficult to count because you have to count like do, si, la, sol, C, D, A. Okay, so we go down and it's G major, right? So it's G major and it has 1 sharp, right? Or E minor, as I say, sister or brother or relative, whatever, it's minor, right? So from G, we go 4 down. What's there?
From G is F major? Or?
No, 4 down, 4. G major, G?
C major.
No, if you count G. That's why it's saying going down is a bit more difficult.
So from G to going down 4 notes?
4, yeah. 4 notes, including G.
I'm not getting why we
G, because that's how sharps are added. Now D will have 2 sharps, and then we go 4 less. It's A, and it has 3 sharps, right? Okay. 3 sharps, and then 4 less, and it's 4 sharps. I mean, it's how you know which scale would have how many sharps, right? Or flats, whatever. And with flats is al revés. sorry, vice versa. Thank you. So with flats, you go from C4 up or 5 down. It's Fa. It's F. So F will have 1 flat, and then if we go 4 up or 5 down, it's B, and it has 2 flats, and so on, right? Just to I will send you the scheme, the structure, okay, in a paper, like in a PDF, okay, and you will maybe you will understand, but there's many other, some people, you know, some students, they just learn from memory which scale has exactly how many sharps. It's just because you should kind of know this theory thing, you know. But it doesn't, I mean, it's influence your playing. So, okay, so the last scales that you did was with 2 sharps, right?
D major, yeah.
Yeah, okay, can you play? Beautiful. Chords?
Which one?
Chords? Could you play chords? You know chords, no? Yeah.
Chords of D major.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Like this, yeah.
Yeah, and you continue and with both hands, no?
Let's try.
Okay, for next time maybe. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, with 2 hands, not too difficult for
yeah
me.
Okay, maybe for next time, and I will send you the sheet that I sent to all my students now in the beginning of year with the scales, the first scales, you know, chords, arpeggios, and everything, and numbers. I don't know, I guess you have it, right? You have some sheet or something, no, with numbers, or no? Sorry,
for chords or for scales?
For everything, for chords, scales, arpeggios.
No, I don't have like a
Okay.
sheet, but I learned through, I don't know, some pictures, which finger on which.
It's good. I actually prefer that way. I always said to my students, I prefer you think than you watch, you know, and you do automatically without thinking. So it's better. But anyways, just to make sure, because I noticed some fingers were not, you know, correct. So I will send you that to check out for yourself. Okay. I have very, very nice book. It's in Spanish so far, and then another editions are German. So then arpeggios. Do you know what is arpeggios?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was C major, right? And it was arpeggio long one, as I call, right? Do you know what is short arpeggios?
Just a.
Okay, so there's another thing that I also don't like to mix with my students, because short arpeggios can be from 3 notes or from 4 notes. It can be like, okay, if you understand better with C, okay, so it can be do mi sol, right?
Yeah.
Or it can be do mi sol do, right? And I noticed that now you played with like 4th. So I prefer you play short arpeggios the way you play chords. If you play chords from 3 notes, play 3 notes of short that you don't mix. And always in first one accent. Yeah. But it should be in D major, because you're playing now D major, right?
D major, I just started to learn, because it's with 1 sharp and.
Yeah, it's quite difficult, right? Yeah. So okay.
Like this. Yeah.
Very nice. But you know what's the trick of short arpeggios? They have to be all legato, but you have to feel like there's 3 notes. So listen to the sound, okay? Very, very attentive. And you can see my hand a bit. Like, for example, you lift the hand.
Yes.
No lifting, okay? No pedal, please. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and when you play the short ones, I also like this movement, and it should be done like this: down, to the side, up, but legato, right? Down, side, up, down.
Which fingers do you use? One, two,
Exactly. Okay, that's why I wanted to send you the sheet, because it's very important. Usually it's 1, 3, 5. Okay.
Yeah.
You can see where, right? Usually it's 1, 3, 5. Then we have here we jump 2 notes, and I always say to my students, between here these fingers we have big gap, right? Yeah. And between second and fifth not so much. So when we jump between these fingers 2 notes, we put second, because we jumped 2 notes. But when we jumped on this finger, for example, 2 notes, we don't jump any note, right? Or just one, for example. We jump to
yes,
two teclas, yeah, and but we jump 1 finger. So that's, but always 1 and 5. In the end, it's 1 and 5, and in the middle, usually it's 3, but there are exceptions. One time it's 2.
Okay.
So it's like 3, 2, 3, 2. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. And when you play both hands together, it's not the same. It's only the same in do mi sol. It's 3. And then when we play mi sol do with both hands, one hand has 2 and one hand has 3, and the same on the other inversion. So it's quite important, because it affects, as I always say, it's ABC of piano. A is scales, B chords, for example. No, it's not. It's my invention. And C is like arpeggios. So it's like when you manage to play all of them, like nice fingers, nice sound, and everything, you can play most of classical music. Because for example, classical music is arpeggios, scales, and chords. Really, a lot, right? Then we go to romantic, modern. That's a bit different story, but yeah, something like that. The base is that. Okay. Let's go to pieces. So for next time, I'd like you to prepare D major, everything, if it's possible. Like scales, chords, and maybe I'll send you right now, that I don't forget to send you the how you call this, the sheet. Yeah, I have it on email, or maybe after class I will just find out.
Okay.
Okay, let's go with pieces, with studies and everything.
Okay, so I've been working with lazy days.
Okay, I want to listen.
Yeah, I still do some parts of it not easy to connect, but let's see.
It's totally okay. You are a student.
That's it.
Nice, nice, nice. You learned it. You nice, nice. Everything. You can see that you did really big job on this one. It's really, really seen. Yeah, nice. So pointers. Almost all notes are okay. Like the character, right, of this is like lazy days, right? Of course, when you will add pedal, it will be very nice. You know, I always say like pedal is always, even if you play like not very correct articulation, it's always like covers up, right? But anyways, since you are still in this phase without pedal, I want to appreciate, like to use this phrase, okay? Because the most, for me, the more what I didn't really, it's actually said staccato. Fine, with like try to make this staccato. As I told you, there are many ways of staccatos, but this staccato, like maybe not so sharp, you know, like more non-legato than staccato, like not this kind of, because it's not really the I don't know, if you maybe listened in YouTube, you know, there are sometimes of this piece, I didn't listen all of recordings, but I'm sure there's like various, and when, you know, student plays, sometimes it's not really you know, the best version, but I'd like it just softer staccato, like maybe lighter, and especially when it's like piano, right? There is written piano. For me, this one reminds me very much of some Whitney Houston song. I always, when students play that, I think that she will enter to you know, so like that. So maybe just like with wrist, very softer wrist, and softer. Try longer, yeah, without any, yeah, and a bit more piano. Can you do a little bit more silent, more piano? Yeah, better. You know, it is said that good piano is more difficult to do than good forte. You know why?
To coordinate.
Yeah, because when you play piano, usually we tend to tense to really make it silent, right?
Yeah.
And we have to actually, we have to consciously think different to relax. And when you relax, you use little weight. You use weight, but you use little weight, and it's always sounds. Because sometimes when we tense, like really piano, it doesn't. Some notes doesn't sound. It's because of tense hand. It's quite. It's not natural way of body. Nobody wants to like really make it, but you have to do vice versa. So it's. I would recommend you to relax on this place. And then when it comes like this melody, right? It's beautiful melody on left hand. It has to be very legato. And I'm playing without pedal still. So it's really, yeah, I think you play very nicely that. And then I'd like you to, when there's accents, you see the second page, 11th page.
Yeah.
So it's like, look, and I like finish. And then it's really fuerte. And I want you also on this introduction and everywhere to a bit, you do it quite okay, but I would like to make it more legato and to do the accent on which, tell me.
On second? No.
Yes, on second. So the first one is very soft, the second is very fuerte, and then the last one soft. And the left hand is always, the first one is very strong. So basically it's like first and a third beat, as it should be. No, the first always has to be strong, and then second softer, and third is like a little bit stronger too than fourth, of course. So yeah, a bit more. Imagine there is an accent on the second interval of the right hand. We're talking, right? And very softly,
okay.
that re. So yeah. My goal was actually the last one. The re was a bit. When you played first time, it was like. that, but kind of, yeah. So very softly the last one, and then like sit on the second. And it's especially when it's longer, right? So very nice. And there was another very interesting actually, because I had students who were like, oh, I don't like this note. Why it should be like that? When it was second, there was a note that I think you also. No, that's not. Could you, from beginning, like, you know what? Let's add pedal. Yeah. So it will be on each measure. Next. Okay. And you see how smooth is that? Relax. Yeah, keep going. And I would play with pedal. I would play with pedal here too, but changing every half note. Or 1 second. No, you don't need to change even 1/2 note. No, you can put pedal for 2 measures now.
For 2 measures.
Yeah, because it's the same. But if you play very softly, okay? If you play loud, then sorry? On
staccato where it starts?
Yeah. I'm telling you, for me, this is not real staccato. It's not like, let's go to play. It's not this kind of joyful staccato for me, at least. I don't know. I don't see it like that.
I don't know.
Keep going. No, you don't like it? Yeah. Yeah. No rush. Don't worry. If it's too difficult with pedal, this part, let's keep going without, okay? Because maybe it's too early for this part. For beginning, for sure. Let's do without pedal. Could you?
On this measure, sometimes it's D and C, and in the end it is like C. It's always different,
yeah.
so you just have to remember.
I know. It should help looking at the sheets for now, but in the end, it's nice to do it by heart, you know.
Yeah.
Let's try to do this part, especially this part. The introduction for sure with pedal, okay? That's for now. You are ready for that. Now from measure 9, let's start again without pedal. Let's just try to play notes, and I'll correct you a little bit if it needed. Very good. Softer now, it's mezzo forte, yeah. Beautiful. Nice, nice, nice. Always say that you struggle with this when you need to, you know where you struggle, but I would say mostly only in one place. I think it was different. Mostly it's like this. So it's like both hands go to me, to E, right? So I would practice, in your case, I would practice only this measure.
Which one is 21st?
It's what I'm playing now. It's 14, 15, 16, but 21st I think is the same. Let's see. No, it's not 21st.
Yeah.
I'm playing 16 now.
Okay. Yeah, this one.
And also 10, 11, 12 is the same. 12 is the same as well. So it works for both of them. And I think it's also, no, it's not. And the last one, 29th, it's a bit, it's different. Yes. It's instead of re, it's do. It's like instead of D is C, right? So this is like really do, C major chord, pure, very pure chord in the last one, right? But in two first ones, did you practice like with this, only this special measure, only this measure like many times, or no? Let's do it now, okay? Let's do it like, for example, or whatever you prefer. 12, let's do 12. That's all. Just 3 notes.
Okay.
Or 2 notes even. That's all.
Which one?
One second. We are just playing 10, 11, 12 compass. So it's F, A flat, right?
Yeah, I know I have.
Okay. And that's it. That's it. So only this. That you see how both hands are, you know, moving, the fingers and everything. Just 2 chords. 2 changing chords. No. F natural.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, without repeating. Without repeating. Yeah. With both hands, without both hands. Because the left hand has F as well. Yeah, and you see what happens then. F, both hands go from F to E, right?
Yeah.
Both. So that's a trick. I think. Try again. But then 1 second. But then the last one go to do as well. So basically we need to do this change and then the 2 last chords as well has to be practiced by, you know, separating. Let's do the last chords like E, E, G, D, and with the left hand E. Yeah. No, it's this one is no. I'm still in 12 in measure 12. The last 2 chords. Last 2 chords of yeah. Only this. Look. Both hands. More time. And the whole measure now. Yeah, that's it. And now let's combine with a previous measure. See? Much better. The change is good. The last 2 chords still needs practicing, but I think you can practice at home like that. It's yeah. It always helps like to take the very little part, what's the problem, right? To fix the problem, but to never forget to play what was before. Yeah. Because if you fix the problem but you don't play before, it's kind of not very fixed, you know. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, let's add pedal, and then it's the same. Then you also need to practice like little like take the 2 chords that's, you know, difficult, and then make them one hand, other hand, both hands, and combining with what was before. Okay. Let's go to next piece.
It is Queen.
Okay.
I
I'm
think
so
it's good that
impressed.
I think that it's good to start and just begin.
Yeah, no problem at all.
And for me, it was like really difficult because I'm not used to know, like for example, on the third measure, I have like a printed like this one, and I have to look at it
Yeah.
like this, and
Mm.
it's not easy, and I don't know, maybe there is a way to remember it more quickly, or
Do you mean like additional lines?
yeah, like how
Yes.
to know
Okay.
which
Okay. Remember I told you I will say the thing that my boss
yeah.
here, actually, I don't remember if I learned that in childhood. I don't think so, as I remember, because I started piano very early. But what she has here, and I was surprised because I didn't use this method, what she was using right here.
Mhm.
So she was using, for example, for little kids, and actually it works for older and for adults as well. I also use it sometimes, to only learn notes in lines. Let's take usually we used to take like G clef, how you call it? G clef, right? No, G key, no? In English you call it, yeah. So clave de sol in Spanish. And you take lines only. So, and you say the notes from first line. So if the first line, it's mi, sol, si, re, fa, right? Isn't it?
Well,
You get
I
it?
used to learn it in C, D, E, F, G, A.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. So E, G, B, D, F, right? So E, G, B, D, F. It will take time for me to say it
Yeah.
fast. Anyways, but you have also 5 fingers. So
Yeah.
she used to say like first, because and beginning students mix which is first line, second line, and stuff. So you say like E, G, B, and then you say in spaces, the notes in spaces. Can you tell me?
Yeah, I know them, how to say in
Yeah,
my
can
mind,
you tell
but
me?
when I'm playing, I cannot like
I
put.
know,
Yeah,
I know, but that's why you play also here. You play E, G, B, D, F,
yeah,
and
F,
then
A,
you say
C.
and then you play all these. Like they used to say, I know some teachers and English teachers, they say, "Oh, look, it can like face when you combine all the letters F, A, C, A, E. It's face."
Yeah,
The
yeah.
word face, right? So it's like that. So basically what happens here, that you count every second note, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so what happens with additional lines, and I use this till now because sometimes I also need to count, don't think that it's like I see and I automatically see it's fourth line. Sometimes one is like fifth additional line, but I count them. I don't count each note, I count every second note here. So I count, for example, the first of these scales, right, that you have here, it's F, right? So for me, I always see the first line, additional line, and I know that it's E, right? And I count how many lines there are. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know that it's E, C, A, F. I count only lines, additional lines, every second note, because because we write notes in lines and in spaces, right? So if it's line, 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 so it's every second note. I know the first one, and I just go like E and jump on note. So that's a little faster way. It also needs practicing, right? Because you need to like automatically do that. But for me, it really helps when I need to do very fast and I don't know the note. It happens to me too. So don't worry. That's the only thing. The other thing, I always prefer this piece, for example, it's written not very pianistically, I would say that. It's not very comfortable for piano, for like, if it would be real like classical pianist, he would add like, for example, the number 8 and write notes in the scale, in the pentagramma, and it will be much easier to know. But now he used a lot of extra lines here. But when you get used to it, it's quite okay. And I'm sure you struggled also with third measure, right? With the right hand, with the, yeah.
Yeah, well, when I look at it, it's easy when it's one note, like.
Yeah. Could you play for me? Could you play actually until you learned? I want to see the situation in general. Good.
That's it.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I recommend you to play, as I told you, the kind of a trick, right? When you jump 2 notes, I'm talking about the fourth measure, the chord and right hand, okay? So here is G, C, E. So you jump from G to C, you jump 2 notes, but you have this between first and second. I would jump 1 finger. I would put in Do, third, not second. Second is not comfy at all. Third, yeah. And in C, third, yeah. Yeah, So it's like, because before you play F, A, C, F, right? You put 3 and Do in C, right? Right or not? Try again.
What for me that's difficult when I don't see any finger numbers. I don't know which one to. I played 1, 2, 3, 5.
Perfect. And stay with 3 and C. And stay with 3 in the chord. In C in the chord 3 as well. Yeah, like that. And I would not recommend play both hands. This piece is a bit more difficult than your level is. So just separate hands. Let's try to do a bit more. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
And the F is with the second finger.
Yeah.
The chord.
Do you want me?
The
Do you
chord
want me?
Okay.
I can write you like in my iPad on this one numbers and send you.
Yeah.
Like make a picture and then you write the numbers and then you don't need to think about it. Although I really like my students like to think themselves, right? But there are some, I would not write every finger number, that's for sure. Okay, but the difficult one is like difficult parts. I would definitely write. Yeah, for you it's very difficult to think. For example, in the fifth measure, there's this chord. It's very difficult chord. I would instead of that, I would write 8, or just write the chord G minor. It actually comes, so it's easier to think. But let's try to play a little bit more of right hand, because I see that you saw already a bit of right hand, right? Can you play a bit more of the fifth? Yeah. Ta-tam.
This I don't know which. I don't know which.
Yeah.
What numbers.
It's in notes, I guess, as well.
Notes.
Yeah. It's just a bit difficult here, but I think it's the only here, because what I see for then there's never again, so only in the end of it, so low notes. Yeah. So it's okay, I'll tell you. You can write in this one. In this case, that is for sure you can write the notes, because it's very difficult every time to count. So it's you don't know the chord and fifth measure, right?
Yeah, between the fourth and the sixth.
Fifth and the sixth, you mean?
Fifth,
between fifth, not fourth. You said fourth and sixth.
Then fifth and sixth.
Yeah, so it's okay from down. If I say the lowest note, it's B flat, right? Because it's flat. Yeah. D, N, and G. The highest is G, okay? B, D, and G.
Yeah.
Okay, and then it's you have like legato, so you don't repeat, and then it's the same. In the sixth measure, the first is the same. Okay, and then it goes.
Fingers? Which should I use? The
you know what? I would use 1, 1, 2, 4.
1, 2, 4.
Yeah. And then the next chord after the rest is all in lines. The next notes in lines. So if you had B, D, G, it will be C, E, and tell me last.
C, B, A.
C, E, A. Yes, C, E, A. And then after this, also next, but in spaces, right? And you tell me the notes, the next ones.
Is it for sure C, E, A? Then the.
Yeah, but you don't play them. I'm telling you from the lowest note. C, D, C, E, A.
C,
the second. C, E, E. Me.
But they are moving up, so.
Yeah. So look, the first, okay, again, I repeat, sixth measure. The first one, the same like before, right? Then after the rest, C, E, A, and D, F, B. These two like couple. Okay. Yeah, D, F, B. Only this, yeah, and then.
And which fingers on one?
Okay, so you had. I would use 1, 2, 5 in C, E, A. Jesus. Okay. 1, 2, 5, and then 1, 3, 5 in D, F, B. Almost the same, just in the middle 3. Yeah, because they goes very fast, both of them. One second. Why play A, D, A, C, E? It's no A, C. No, there is no, you're mixing up. It's C, E, yes, C, A. It's the same chord, but it's inversion. And then the last one in measure 6 is C, E, C. It's like octave scale, right? From C to C with E. Bravo. Yeah, and then, yeah, 1 to 5. 1 to 5, yeah. And then you go this next measure. As you notice, C stays, but all the others the same, and then goes up, right? In the neighbor notes, right? So it's easy to find out, I guess.
So it's C.
Same. I would not, if it's the same note, I would not write them.
Yeah,
but,
C, C,
yeah.
and then C.
Yeah.
D, E, C,
D, bravo. D, F. C, of course. And the last one?
CBF, okay. The last one.
Sorry. Sorry.
The ornament. Okay.
No, it's the last one is E, G, C. It's like C chord inversion. Okay, maybe you can see can you see my hand very well?
C, yeah. C.
So it's the first one, the second, and the third one. Goes up.
Yeah, I'm lost.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. But really, what's weird a bit for me that you can't really count down, because you should supposed to. Let's see. If you have, for example, C, right, in the line, right? I'm talking about G clef, right? So C in the line. If you go above the, down the line, it's C. It's B, right?
Yeah.
Then what next? You need to add another additional line. So it's the second additional line is
A.
A, yes. And then down that line should be, let's try to, I will make you a little bit of a question here actually for you. Could you tell me measure 13?
13?
The lowest note, yeah. Can you tell me the lowest note on the G clef? Yes, I think you can count it. So basically you just need to count, if you count every note, so you count line, space, you know what I mean?
Yeah, see.
Yeah, you have to be patient there, because it's, it's first time you have so low notes, I guess. Because what happens in measure 7, you just need to know that the lowest is C. Sorry, I have another class. Just a moment. When they come, Hi. We also have English class now from Thailand. Anyways, so lowest is C. So you go a bit up. Then the next ones are on the side, because the first ones went in space, right? And next one in line. And then again space. So it's like, neighbor notes. I'm sorry, Darius, there is another student came, but really, if you have questions, I will try to send you everything I told, okay? I will write now everything. And I hope you will have clear. And if you have questions, always ask me, okay? No problem. We keep in touch with mails and stuff, okay? Very nice to see you, and have a nice weekend. And I'm really proud of your progress. Really, really. You can tell that.
Bye.
Bye-bye.